Tuesday night, the IPFW men's basketball team got a big win on the road, defeating Chicago State 67-63. Today, they'll try for another win over another team from Chicago in Loyola of Chicago. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Maas. Welcome again to IPFW basketball. I'm joined as always by Charlie Washington. Charlie, these Chicago teams are always tough to play.
Yes, and this team in particular, they basically have 5 players averaging double figures, 2 at 9, 17, 14, and about 13. So this will be a very tough contest for the Dons, but if we can control the tempo and set it up and go inside to Simon, the old Chicago Loyola player, volleyball player, I think we can pull this one out.
Well, again, David Simon played volleyball at Loyola-Chicago. Today, he plays basketball against Loyola. It's Loyola of Chicago against IPFW. Tip-off is just ahead right here on College 56 Sports. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Maas along with Charlie Washington getting ready to call the action in today's men's basketball game featuring the Ramblers of Loyola University of Chicago and the IPFW Mastodons. Charlie, let's take a look at our starting lineups first for the visitors from Loyola. At one guard will be number 12, David Bailey, a 5'8" senior out of Chicago, Illinois. At the other guard will be Kevin Clancy, number 24. He's a 6'3" senior out of Chicago. Corey Minifield and Paul McMillan are the forwards. They are 6'8", 6'6" respectively out of Chicago and Cincinnati. And at center will be Demetrius Williams, a 6'9" junior out of Chicago. Loyola is coached by Larry Farmer. For IPFW, at one guard, Terry Collins, 6' junior out of Fort Wayne. The other guard, D'Angelo Woodall, 6' senior out of Freeport, Illinois. The forwards are Quentin Carruthers, a 6'4" freshman out of Flint, Michigan, and Jim Kesnick, a 6'10" junior out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin. And at center will be David Simon, a 6'9" sophomore out of Vernon Hills, Illinois. The Mastodons are coached by Doug Knoll. Our officials this afternoon, Tony Garton, Charles Russell, and Bill Forehand. It's David Simon and Demetrius Williams in the circle, IPFW in the home white with blue and black trim, Loyola in the maroon with gold and white trim, and we're ready to go. Tap is controlled by the Mastodons. IPFW looking for their second straight win over a Chicago team as they defeated Chicago State Tuesday night 67-63. Jim Kesnick on the right wing looking for somebody. Three-point shot by Kesnick off the iron, no good, but Woodall gets the offensive rebound and then travels. Well, one good thing, Charlie, an offensive rebound, but one bad thing, a turnover.
Exactly, and at the outset, pretty good patience. I think we probably could have looked to get a little better shot than we got there, but certainly Kesnick can nail that jump shot, and then we got an offensive rebound and a turnover.
Well, here come the Ramblers of Loyola of Chicago, member of the Horizon League. Carruthers steals it from Minifield. Quentin Carruthers dishes off to Woodall. Misses the layup, however. Demetrius Williams grabs the rebound and is fouled by D'Angelo Woodall. First foul of the ball game goes to IPFW.
A couple of uncharacteristic turnovers by D'Angelo Woodall.
Interesting, Charlie. IPFW running right from the get-go.
Yeah, well, they had the opportunity, and if you get the opportunity, no matter how quick the team is, take that opportunity and go with it.
Demetrius Williams tried to dish it off underneath McMillan, but we got a foul underneath. And they're going to call David Simon for his first foul of the afternoon. Second on IPFW, and foul trouble was one thing that both teams need to stay out of.
Certainly, and Simon is very crucial to the success of the Dons, so he needs to be on the basketball court.
We got a traveling call on Bailey. And we've played just over a minute, and each team's already, well, Loyola turned it over twice, IPFW once.
And that's, you know, the outset of a game, getting the feel for each other, some pregame jitters. Once you get into the flow a little bit, it'll be just like normal.
Carruthers with the basketball, watched by Minifield. Looking for some help as he used up his dribble. D'Angelo Woodall had 9 points off the bench Tuesday night against Chicago State. Down to 7 on the shot clock, and the Dons throw it away. And now Woodall, well, pickpocket almost. Referee Tony Garton is trying to tell Larry Farmer that there was an actual shot clock violation.
And that's a break for the Dons, actually, because Loyola was on their way to a fast break layup. It's his discretion, excuse me, Mike, the referee's discretion as to if there was an actual change of possession.
We're going to talk more about head coach Larry Farmer later in the broadcast. There's some interesting tidbits about him. McMillan trying to drive on Kesnick, spin move, shot up, no good. Woodall comes down with the ball, Dons 3-on-2. And Carruthers has his pocket picked by Bailey. Back the other way, Demetrius Williams lays it up and in.
And the shutout is over.
The infamous 4-point swing. Dons had a 3-on-2 break and failed to capitalize. And Loyola turned it into 2 on their favor.
And Bailey is quick.
Now talking to the Loyola radio people, Bailey is what makes their team go. Simon puts it up and in, and he's fouled.
And Mike, that's another break for the Dons. Actually, Simon did a great job getting that rebound, but actually shuffled the feet a little bit, and the referee didn't call that. Nice put back and the foul. Good break for the Dons.
Foul was on Paul McMillan, his first. Simon misses the free throw, so we're still tied at 2.5 minutes in. David Bailey to Williams up top. McMillan watched by Kesnick as IPFW is in a man-to-man defense. Bailey for Williams. Wants to turn around spot. Jumper is good. Demetrius Williams, all 4 Rambler points so far. 4-2 Loyola on top. Carruthers in the lane, off the glass, no.
Nice move, though.
McMillan clears the glass for Loyola, quickly up the floor. Bailey and Woodall could be an interesting matchup this afternoon. Strong move to the hole by McMillan, but he missed the shot. Back comes Terry Collins. Pops a 3, short. And Kevin Clancy gets the rebound. Both teams cold. Slamming it home is Demetrius Williams. That could spell trouble for IPFW if they don't stop him inside.
Yeah, plays like that could warm Loyola up pretty fast.
6-2, 16-10 to go here in the first half. IPFW trails Loyola-Chicago here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Collins, Simon in the post. Simon kicks it out to Carruthers. Kesnick turnaround jumper is good.
Good face-up basket that time by Kesnick. Good job getting the ball inside. Until that possession, Mike, Loyola had been pushing the Dons out a step or 2 further than they wanted to set their offense up. But good job getting it inside-out action.
6-4, the lead is 2. Williams in the low block, kicks it back out. Minifield missed the shot. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be IPFW's when we come back. But we've got a media timeout. 15:32 left here in the first half. Our score, Loyola-Chicago 6, IPFW 4. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stock Band Director. The Stock Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people too.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Maas, Charlie Washington with you. You get a look at head coach Larry Farmer there in the middle and his staff. Larry, familiar name, Charlie. You and I know him back from his days as a player at UCLA, playing under the legendary John Wooden. And I mentioned to you before the broadcast, he is in the NCAA record book as a player. His teams that he played on won 89 games in 3 years and lost only one.
And Coach Wooden had a heck of a run for about 10 years straight, and he was certainly an integral part of that, along with the likes of Walton, Alcindor, Hazard, and we can go on and on.
Mastodons had the basketball, and Loyola coming out in the press. Got 2 substitutions as well. Thrasher in for IPFW and Lewis Smith in for Loyola. Expect to see a bunch of quickness here this afternoon on the part of players from both teams. David Simon, 8 on the shot clock. Woodall inside to Simon, spin move, shot no good.
Can't ask for a better look than that.
Smith on the alley-oop basically. Lewis Smith in the book is the first player other than Demetrius Williams to score a point for Loyola. And their lead now is 4 at 8-4.
And he got in the books in emphatic fashion, as does David Simon on the other end. Good feed by Carruthers.
Simon now with 4 points, and the score is 8-6, 14.5 minutes to go. Clancy down low to Bailey. Bailey is the trigger man for Loyola. Only player in Rambler history to have 1,500 points, 150 steals, and 500 assists as Collins turns it over. And Dons get it right back. Woodall for 3. No. McMillan pulls down another rebound. Outlets it to Clancy. Clancy on the run, lays it up and in.
Right now, Loyola is just out quicking the Dons to the loose balls, and Bailey is the catalyst of all that. He is silver quick.
10-6 our score. Ramblers on top. 13:42 to go. Collins in the paint. Stops and pops. No good. Bailey comes down with the rebound again on the run to Clancy. Bailey gives it to Williams. Gets it right back. And now they'll reload. Boy, the Ramblers are quick. Smith watched by Woodall. Smith stolen by Woodall. D's gonna take it himself, force it up, count it, and he's fouled.
Even the tackle that time could not stop D'Angelo Woodall.
Lewis Smith picked up the foul, his first, team second. I got to give D'Angelo credit. It was 1-on-2, and he was the one. Yet he gets the bucket. Now he's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, that off-season time in the weight room certainly paid off on that play.
Brad Noel and Rick Wyan in the lineup for IPFW. And it's good to see Rick Wyan back on the floor. Free throw is good by D'Angelo Woodall. Now he'll be replaced by Tyler Clevenger, freshman out of Alexandria. 13-12 left here in the first half. 10-9 our score. Mastodons pull within 1.
It's a big possession and a big stretch for the Dons right now. They pulled right back into the game. Now they have a lot of substitutions.
Bailey watched by Clevenger. Mismatch. McMillan, 10-footer, yes. Paul McMillan gets his first bucket of the afternoon. Lead back up to 3 at 12-9. Brad Noel had 11 points off the bench Tuesday night. Kicks it out to Thrasher. Kyle knocks down a 3. We're tied at 12 with 12.5 to go. Charlie, do we have our calculator out today? We may need it. McMillan loses it. Brad Noel picks it up.
Great defense that time by Thrasher. Great shot last possession, getting his body squared to the basket.
Pass intended for Simon, knocked away, and Thrasher comes right back and steals it from McMillan. Simon, turnaround shot, no good, but we got a whistle and a foul, and I think David Simon's going to go back and shoot too.
I'll tell you what, if Simon continues to get that kind of position all night, he can't continue to miss those. But if I'm Coach Knoll, I'll take that possession every time with Simon 2 or 3 feet from the basket.
The foul was on Lewis Smith, his second, team third. David Simon, 62% foul shooter, knocks down the first. Substitutions, Minifield, Sean Williams, and Terrence, I believe it's pronounced Whiters. It's either Witters or Whiters, I'm not sure which. We'll get that cleared up for you. Simon knocks down the second.
I'd go with Withers. If it's spelled, it looks like the old singer Bill Withers.
Or comedian, no. I'm thinking of Jonathan Winters. That's how old I am.
The original Lean On Me man, Bill Withers.
Mastodons with a 2-point lead at the 12-minute mark, 14-12. Bailey for Withers. Withers watched by Knoll. Inside. Oh, they're going to call a blocking foul as Sean Williams went to the line, went to the hole strong rather.
That's good help. Anyway, that time by Thrasher attempting to get position, and that's the toughest call to make for any referee. Is it a block or is it a charge? A good job putting his body in there, sacrifice his body for the team.
Sean Williams, 78% free throw shooter coming in here today. Makes the first one. There's a chance to tie it up at 14 if he can knock down the second. Misses it, but putting it up and in is Minifield. And that was a concern of IPFW's coming in, blocking out and rebounding. Clevenger tied up, double team. And it'll be Loyola's ball when we come back, and we've got a media timeout. 11:37 to go here in the first half. Our score, the Ramblers 15, the Mastodons 14. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Going to college is something many people plan and save for, but in these days of tight budgets, that can be a scary proposition. And what about colleges and universities themselves? How do they face budget crunches? Is there anything the institutions or their alumni can do to get more funding? I'm Jeanette Liu, and I'll have the answers to these and other questions on this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
The Hilliard Gate Sports Center here at IPFW, as you get a look at the IPFW bench. Some of the fans in attendance here this afternoon. Downs right now, Charlie, not exactly shooting the ball well. They're only 5 of 13 for 39%, but they only trail by 1.
Well, the length and the strength and the quickness of this Loyola team is obviously bothering the Dons on their shots, because they're getting, in terms of distance and looks at the basket, they're getting good looks. And before the last timeout here, there was a what you call a blindside trap, a run and jump. You turn the player, and Bailey is so quick, and he turned the player, and then you had a trap there and a jump ball.
Well, Ramblers have it. They bring it back into play, and Bailey is going to be picked up by Clevenger. Sean Williams. Got 2 Williamses on the floor at the same time. Minifield picked up by Brandon Jennings, who's checked into the Mastodon lineup. Withers kicks it out. Sean Williams for 3. Yes. Sean Williams now has 4 points on the day. And the Loyola lead is increased to 4 at 18-14. Clevenger traveled with the basketball. It's twice Tyler's gotten double teamed and hasn't been able to react.
And the thing with that type of defense, what they're doing to Clevenger, they're making him turn. They're beating him to a spot, and then they're making him turn, and then they're bringing that extra defender. Basic run and jump defense. Make the player turn into the oncoming extra defender.
Got a new substitution for Loyola, and I'm going to have fun with his name, but we'll give it our best shot. Vasilius Simpliardias. I'm sure I botched it up, but we'll get it right as we go along. Sean Williams fakes the three, drives in the lane, lays it up, no. But they keep on, the possession is Loyola. Withers in the block now to Anthony Smith, back to Withers for three. No, but Loyola stepped on the end line.
But once again, he stepped on the end line, but he beat the IPFW player to the punch.
And that's definitely a concern for head coach Doug Noll and his staff. Clevenger double teamed at midcourt, and there's a foul that time, and he drew the foul on Minifield. Smart play by Clevenger in one sense, that he drew the foul.
And one thing he didn't do that time, he didn't get into turning, reversing the dribble. He went straight ahead and took his time on a controlled dribble. Also, I think the Dons on that press, we need to post somebody right in the middle. The worst place any defense once the basketball's in the middle of the court. So we got to get one of our big people right in the middle there.
Clevenger and Withers locking horns. Now Noll has it to Wyan. Wyan playing with a brace on his knee. Noll inside, forces it up. No, tap no good. Minifield with the rebounding is going to be fouled by Thrasher, I believe. They get Brandon Jennings. And a slew of Mastodons getting ready to check in.
One herd in, one herd out.
Kesnick, Cowens, Carruthers, Simon, and Woodall. A whole new five.
In essence, the game starters.
Minifield inbounds it to Terrence Withers. 9:53 to go. Loyola by 4. Withers lost it, traveled with the basketball. Turnover number 8 for Loyola halfway through the first half. Kesnick, Woodall. Ball knocked out of bounds off the foot of Minifield to reset the shot clock.
Simon, in this case, Simon or Carruthers need to be posted right in the middle there.
Quentin Carruthers, freshman out of Flint, Michigan, inbounds it. Woodall. Cut off, kicks it out to Carruthers. Back to Woodall, fakes the three. Terry Cowens. Now we got a whistle underneath. And they're going to call Minifield for his second foul.
Yeah, right then he rode Simon right out of bounds. And as he was in the game earlier, Simon's getting very good position.
Woodall to inbound it. Terry Cowens, spot up three. No. Rebounded by Withers. Terry had a good look at it, Charlie.
Yes, he did. Good inbounds play.
Ramblers running the outside weave, looking for the backdoor cutter. Sean Williams. And jumper is good by Simpliardias, I think it's pronounced.
And we're getting into dangerous territory. Right now, we need a good possession, and we need a score.
20-14, the lead is 6. Kesnick partially blocked by Minifield. Recovered by Minifield to Withers. Ramblers. Inside feed to Smith. Missed the shot. Kesnick with the rebound. A lot of bodies in the paint there. Carruthers. Cowens fakes the three inside the arc. Short. Minifield posed on the rebound for Loyola. Withers way up top. Minifield watched by Kesnick. 13 in the shot clock. 5-second clock. Good defense by Jim Kesnick. And we've got another timeout on the floor. 7:56 left until halftime. Our score, Loyola 20, IPFW 14. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
That book was all right. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Miles, Charlie Washington with you. 7:56 left until halftime, and Charlie, in spite of only shooting 29% from the floor, the Mastodons are within shouting distance, trailing only by 6, 20-14.
There's no question about the being right there in the thick of the game. What they're doing in just this last play, when the Loyola team, when they don't penetrate, the Dons, in essence, play very good defense because we're pushing them out a step. Every possession, right at the outside of the possession, they're pushed out. But when they penetrate, good things happen for them, and obviously bad things for the Mastodons.
Now, right now, leading scorers are the two centers for each team, David Simon and Demetrius Williams, 6 points apiece. Mastodons inbound it.
Post in the middle.
Right away, the pressure.
In the middle.
Collins kicks it out to Simon, takes it strong before the shot. Tony Garton says no, it's a blocking foul.
And if you think about that last play, Mike, we didn't post to the middle and pass it, but when Terry Collins got the basketball, he drove right to the middle of the court, and any defense, once again, that's the worst place for a defense, right there in the middle.
6-team foul on Loyola. Next one will put IPFW in the bonus. Crothers. Terry Collins. Woodall and Withers. Crothers faked a three. Now he tries a three. Back of the iron, count it! That's what you call a home court bounce.
Yeah, way to use that shot clock.
Lead cut in half from 6-3 at 20-17. Withers.
See, they're pushed out right now. Now if they get penetration, that'll hurt IPFW. But we can keep them out here a step or two behind the three-point line.
Bailey in the corner wants to drive on Woodall. Dishes off underneath instead to McMillan, and Paul McMillan banks it in off the glass.
Off penetration.
Lead back up to 5 for Loyola, 22-17. Kesnick from downtown.
Great job. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Keston caught the ball and shot it. The last time he got it blocked, he took a dribble. Catch and shoot. Against quickness, catch it and shoot.
He's got 5, and the lead is cut to 2 at 22-20. McMillan turnaround jumper is good. 6 points now for Paul McMillan. And you wonder if there's enough digits on the scoreboard, because I got a feeling it's going to go high. Feed inside to Collins. Off the glass, no. Simon gets it, puts it up, no. Tap again, no. Collins again, and we got a foul, I believe, on Bailey. And one good thing, Charlie, the Dons hit the boards.
Yes, and Simon, you know, the big fella has knocked that down. He loves to dunk the basketball, and that's one time he should have went for it. I know he had a tough angle. Got to knock that one down.
Clancy and Demetrius Williams back in the lineup for Loyola. Rick Wine about to come back in for IPFW. Going to the stripe will be Terry Collins. Terry averaging just under 13 points a ball game. And at the foul line, he's an 81% shooter. And I believe it's 1 in bonus.
Yes, that was the 7th foul on Loyola.
Free throw's good. First point of the afternoon for the Fort Wayne Snyder graduate.
And in spite of just being a little over 6 foot, he's a tremendous rebounder.
You know, the last game you and I broadcast against IUPUI, he had 12 rebounds. Second one is good as well, so the lead's cut again to 2 at 24-22. Withers looking inside for Demetrius Williams. Williams on Simon. Big steps, kicked it back out. Bailey for 3, no good. Simon with the rebound. Dons come down with a chance to tie with the deuce or take the lead with the tray. Woodall all the way in, knocked it in.
Nice crossover by the senior.
Ties it at 24 with 5:28 to go. And he just took it strong.
Oh, yeah. Well, the quickness to get past Bailey, to get past his quickness. What a feat.
Withers kicks it out to Clancy. Clancy watched by Wyan. Withers. 13 in the shot clock. Demetrius Williams in the paint. Kicks it out. Clancy for 3. Kevin Clancy has 5 points now. Loyola goes back on top, 27-24.
Because Williams has been a tremendous threat down there, we had to suck in. When it went to the post, 2 or 3 players sucked in, and Clancy got an open look.
Woodall being hounded by Bailey and away from the ball. I think they're going to call a foul on Clancy. That's the first on Kevin Clancy. Team foul number 8. So Rick Wyan, 93% of the foul shooters, 49 out of 53 this year. Sophomore makes the first.
And you can tell the brace is causing him some mobility problems. But certainly whatever Coach Noel can get out of Wyan, I'm sure he'll appreciate.
Makes them both. 27-26, Loyola by 1 with 4:33 to go here in the first half. Withers watched by Collins. Looking for the cutter. Gets a return pass. Nearly loses it. Shot missed. Put back up and in by Demetrius Williams, and he's fouled. Foul's going to go on Jim Kesnick, his first. Team 5th. And that time the Ramblers they were patient and they got the ball inside.
And, you know, he missed a shot, but Williams, he's 6'9", and he's a long 6'9". And there's a difference. It may not seem that, but the long arms, wingspan, does make a difference.
Makes the conventional 3-point play. And now they almost turn it over to the Mastodons. Simon underneath. Misses the shot, but he draws the foul. And at some point in time, Charlie, I think he's going to make those shots.
Yeah, as I said a little earlier, keep getting point-blank shots. They're going to have to fall sooner or later.
Fouls on Demetrius Williams, his first. David Simon, who's already 2 of 3 at the line. Make it 3 of 4. Sean Williams back in the lineup for Loyola. David Simon, 6'9" senior out of Vernon Hills, Illinois. Makes the second. Close IPFW to within 2 at 30-28. Now they need a stop as we near the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Clancy to Bailey. Bailey. Sean Williams to McMillan wants to drive on Kesnick, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Kesnick. And that'll be Jim's second. And we've come to another immediate timeout. So let's take a break. 3:46 left until halftime. Our score, Loyola-Chicago 30, IPFW 28. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. IPFW bench here at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center. 3:46 left here in the first half. Mike Haas, Charlie Washington with you here. And if you look at the crowd, Charlie, nice crowd on a cold Saturday. But it's nice to see the Mastodons back at home, and they're trying for a second one in a row.
Yeah, and they're playing pretty well against a team that's very quick, strong inside, very well coached basketball team. I think some of those plays, some of Coach Wooden's plays from years past, some of the screens that I've been watching. I think I saw Lou Alcindor run a few of those plays.
Well,
but the Dons are playing very well right now.
I mentioned earlier I had a chance to speak with the radio voice of Loyola before the game. We were talking about how Larry Farmer tries to get some of the old UCLA plays, especially the full court, which in essence is a 2-2-1 defense, but doesn't always work. Back to the action. Loyola with a basketball. Lane keep away. Clancy double teamed. Nearly has it stolen. Instead, Sean Williams takes it up strong, no good, but Clancy gets the offensive rebound. Bailey penetrates, lets it fly, no good, but there's a foul underneath. Foul was called on Bailey.
And he was going to the free throw
Loyola.
line. He thought he was on his way to the free throw line, but not.
Second foul on David Bailey, and boy, does he have a surprised look on his face. And what's even better for IPFW, that's team foul number 10. So that means 2 shots. And I think it's Kyle Thrasher going to shoot the 2. So Kyle Thrasher, the 6'8" freshman out of Pekin, Indiana. 57% foul shooter, misses the first one. Can pull the Dons to within 1 if he makes the second. That one's good. 1 out of 2 at the line for Thrasher. And the lead is down to 1 at 30-29. Ramblers trying to move that ball quickly. Bailey now watched by Collins. McMillan forces it up and in over Wyand and Simon. Paul McMillan now with 8 points.
That was strength.
Terry Collins just inside the arc. No, Simon with the rebound. They're going to call push-off foul on David Simon. Second on David, 7th on the team.
And that's a big foul right there. Simon had been playing very well, had only 1 foul. If we could have got him out of the first half with just that 1 foul, we'd be in good shape. Now we have 2:52 to go, and if he gets another one, now we're in trouble.
Yep. Sean Williams at the stripe for the Ramblers. Makes the first. Withers in a lineup for Loyola, Brothers for IPFW.
I think this is a good move by Coach Noel to try and steal these last 3 minutes with Simon on the bench so he can come back. The confidence, the mental aspect of just having 2 fouls going into the second half.
Simon and Kesnick, the Twin Towers as we like to call them, both on the bench with 2 fouls. Williams knocks down another one. He's 3 out of 4 today at the stripe. And the lead is up to 5. Ball knocked out of bounds by Demetrius Williams.
Once again, the length, the long arms of Loyola.
Should have restrictions on how long the arms can be. Quentin Crothers will inbound it. In front of the Loyola bench. Woodall watched by Clancy. Takes it inside, lays it, hammers it home.
Oh, boy.
I'm ready to say lays it in, and he decided to hammer it home.
Oh, boy. D'Angelo Woodall in traffic. Pow.
And Demetrius Williams throws it away. It'll be a turnover. And Larry Farmer says he wants to call a timeout. Not happy with his team's play.
Even Larry Farmer impressed with that. Needing a timeout to settle his team down after being rattled like the rim. D'Angelo Woodall.
30-second timeout called by Loyola. Okay, Charlie, 2:21 left. D'Angelo Woodall got this crowd in a tither with that tomahawk slam.
Well, he got me in a little tizzy with that. Crossover to the basket in traffic over the big guys. And he's 6'1", 2 at the most. And boom.
Well, now they compound it. Loyola throws it away. A very big possession right now for the Mastodons because they trail by 3 and they almost need a score this possession to keep the momentum.
Exactly, and as you mentioned, and they're doing this with the 2 big guys on the bench, and that also makes it even more important.
Woodall, what will he do now? Brad Knoll for 3, short. Demetrius Williams pulls down the rebound.
Well,
again, it was a nice setup, it just wasn't a good shot.
And that's what you want, get Brad Knoll in the game with a good look.
McMillan no good, Tap no good, Wyan rebounds it for the Dons on the run. Rick Wyan nearly lost it. Inside to Knoll, to Woodall, back to Brad Knoll. The Dons moving the ball well. Wyan for 3, yes! Tied at 34 with $1:40 to go.
And good playmaking that time by Brad Knoll.
A lot of unselfishness, passing the basketball. Withers, watched by Woodall. Now McMillan. Thrasher holding his ground. Clancy gonna try his luck inside to Demetrius Williams. Spin move, left hand shot short. Tap no good. Sean Williams takes it away by Thrasher. Good play, IPFW. Here comes Woodall, shaking big time. Misses the shot. Demetrius Williams pulls down the rebound. Back comes Withers as we hit the 1-minute mark here in the first half. And we got a blocking foul going to be called on Thrasher as Withers drew Thrasher to him and then kicked it out to Sean Williams.
But Thrasher is doing a great job. He's got a couple go against him, but he's doing a great job giving up his body for the team.
Second foul on Kyle Thrasher. That'll bring Brandon Jennings in the lineup. Terrence Withers will head to the line shooting 1 and bonus. He's throwing the 8th team foul. So you got Thrasher, Kesnick, and Simon each with 2 fouls. They're all on the bench. Terrence Withers, 79% free throw shooter, makes the first.
Right now, it's important that Jennings does exactly what Thrasher did. Play hard and give your body up for the team. You're the big guy out there. You don't have many fouls, and you got 3 other people on the bench with 2. Give your body up.
Withers, one more. Chance to give the Ramblers a 2-point lead. In and out, no. Brothers with the rebound. Boy, Jennings and McMillan were slapping each other. Crothers, and now timeout is called by Doug Noah. 30-second timeout comes with 52 seconds to go. Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday evening here in College 56. The hour starts off with yours truly, Mike Miles, reviewing the week's sports activities. We look at game footage and talk with coaches and players. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday and Friday evenings at 9 p.m. right here on College 56. 52 seconds left as you see the IPFW bench. Doug Knoll, Cliff Livingston on the far left. We're going to talk to Cliff next week on Mastodon Spotlight as we get a look at a replay and watch D'Angelo Woodall just taking it strong.
Ooh. That's a big play. And I stated earlier about the strength that he gained in the weight room, kind of jokingly, but actually, obviously that has happened throughout his career from a freshman to a senior year. He's bulked up some and become stronger.
Woodall fires and hits.
And he has some confidence now. And now he's going to be looking at the basket. That dunk was a great thing for D'Angelo Woodall and the Dons as a whole.
And we take the lead, 36-35, and another foul, this time on Jennings. And now he has 2 fouls. And that's something we may talk about at the intermission, Charlie. Fouls are really adding up.
But they're spreading them out. They're piling up, but nobody has any more than 2. And if you get someone with 3, particularly our big people, then we're in trouble.
Demetrius Williams at the line. One and bonus. Makes the first. He now has 10 points. Tied at 36 with 32 seconds left in the half.
The Dons going to have to break that press because I'm sure Loyola's going to leave it on and then use the clock and hopefully get a score and leave no time for Loyola.
Second free throw also good. Williams is now 3 of 3 at the line. A pass stolen by Clancy, and now Loyola can play for the final shot of the half. Not the best passing.
No. And Gratno was wide open right underneath the basket, and we should have gotten it to him.
Withers, Clancy, down to 9 seconds. Give and go. Withers on Woodall, pushing off, no call. Ball knocked away by Crothers to Clancy, who's got it. Woodall couldn't get the shot off before the horn sounds to end the first half. All in all, Charlie Washington, good first half for IPFW.
Very good half of basketball. We had some momentum. That last play would have given us even more momentum, but we've hung in there against a basketball team that beat some good basketball teams around this country.
Again, our halftime score, Loyola-Chicago 37, IPFW 36. Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne presents Spotlight on IPFW. An up-close look at some of the hidden treasures on our campus. Our spotlight today is shining brightly on the IPFW Archaeological Survey, directed by Professor Bob McCullough.
This is something most people will never see.
This is a timber rattlesnake. This is our biggest poisonous snake, but it is also relatively uncommon, and it occurs in some of the forested hills of
$700 to 800 years ago, this is what an indigenous farming community near the White River in Hamilton County, Indiana, may have looked like. In the summer of 2001, that same general area looked like this. However, a closer look would have shown you these sites, the remnants of an old military plane or two, rusted cars, and the twisted metal of old farm machinery amongst the vegetation. IPFW's Archaeological Survey has been excavating that area, known as the Strawtown Enclosure, trying to solve the puzzle of just who lived there.
You have intersection of trails. Indiana's the crossroads of America, can be pushed back way into prehistory. You have the trail from the Ohio River up to Fort Wayne runs through the area. You have the trail from the Cincinnati area, from the Ohio River up to the Kankakee Marsh and up to Wisconsin, crisscrosses the area. And you also have one that runs east-west. You have evidence that groups from as far away as it looks like western Wisconsin and Iowa inhabited the Strawtown site. There's certainly a question of a group that around Cincinnati, Dayton area, middle Ohio River Valley, associated with those people inhabited the Strawtown enclosure.
With the help of grants from the U.S. Department of the Interior National Park Service Historic Preservation Fund, administered by the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, Division of Historic Preservation and Archaeology, the survey team, the Hamilton County Parks Department, and other groups and volunteers have been excavating the remains of a village dating back to the late 13th or early 14th centuries.
We find basically it's circular shape. The circular village goes about a little less than a football field in diameter, okay? It had a central plaza that was kept fairly clean, of artifacts. To be a community area that they maintained. there appears to be a habitation area encircling the plaza, and that's where we believe the houses will be located.
McCullough and the others haven't yet determined the design of the houses, but they have discovered some post holes and believe the structures were rectangular with gabled roofs. The remnants of storage and trash pits have been unearthed, as has evidence pointing to a wooden post stockade that encircled the village. McCullough says outside the stockade there was a dry moat, or a wide ditch about 6 or 7 feet deep.
Archaeologists always find the hard parts. So we don't have, they probably had an elaborate wood technology and feathers and weaving. We don't have evidence of that. What we get is their ceramics, their pottery, which actually gives us a lot of information because they would draw designs. We could trace these designs to various archaeological groups. Stone tools, arrowheads. Certain sites with good bone preservation, we have their bone tools, evidences of types of animals they would consume and use for materials. And we get evidence of diet through botanical remains. That's how we know they're maize farmers. We have charred corn. Later on we have beans. Pieces of squash. We know what kind of wild and medicinal plants they were collecting. When it becomes charred, we have evidence for that.
One of the questions the survey is trying to answer is, where did the people who lived at Strawtown go? Were they forced out, or did they move on and others take their place?
And it persists in Indiana for close to 200 years. But what happens is the northern areas become to be, they're abandoned, and there's a population shift to the southern portion of the range, down south of Indianapolis. And after 1425, we don't have a record of them occupying this area. It's sort of a mystery we haven't been able to answer yet.
McCullough and the rest of the survey want to find the answer to that and other mysteries. They believe the answers lie in their excavations at Strawtown. But as with anything else these days, it all depends on money.
Our funding basically goes year to year, and we've been there for 2 years based on grants given to us by the Department of Natural Resources, and we have written some grants to return. We hope for it to be a long-term project. There's plans to develop a museum interpretive center to do a reconstructed Native American village for a living history project. So we hope for it to be a research and educational training park. And right now we're going year by year, so that's the long-range goals.
And so IPFW's Archaeological Survey waits for word on new grants, hoping they can keep digging into Indiana's past.
Dr. Linda Wright Bauer has been the Director of Music Therapy at IPFW since 1986. While her classes prove to be anything but ordinary, her students enjoy the hands-on experience.
I have a slightly different approach to teaching. I really believe that you need to experience things before you can truly understand.
While receiving numerous awards for her teaching, Dr. Wright Bauer still finds that her students' impressions reward her the most.
They say things like, I really enjoyed the drumming, and I have friends. I mean, I really want to be here because I want to be with these people. Often we'll do an experience in class that touches somebody in a really profound and personal way.
As fun as her classes are, she knows what her students need.
We're trying very hard to prepare the students for the jobs of the future.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all of that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Eight years ago, John Knight joined the Department of Consumer and Family Sciences at IPFW. He developed an innovative curriculum which allows his hotel restaurant students to gain invaluable experience.
And that allows the students to get into the community and be an outreach, bringing industry and education together.
His students partake in serving and managing at several area hotels and restaurants for one night through each semester.
I always say Jesus came not to be served, but to serve, and so we really care about the customer and the guest, and we teach that in the classroom, and the students are exposed to all areas of hospitality.
John's knowledge and enthusiasm for teaching gives his students many advantages, including the opportunity to travel.
We've had students travel really worldwide through these opportunities that are afforded, because we do make some money when the sponsorships are healthy and the dinners go well.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute. The right school, right here, right now.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman. And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people too.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Going to college is something many people plan and save for, but in these days of tight budgets, that can be a scary proposition. And what about colleges and universities themselves? How do they face budget crunches? Is there anything the institutions or their alumni can do to get more funding? I'm Jeanette Liu, and I'll have the answers to these and other questions on this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW, where it is halftime in our game featuring the Ramblers of Loyola of Chicago and your IPFW Mastodons. And at the break, Charlie Washington, IPFW is hanging in there. They only trail by 1, 37-36.
Well, in fact, that last possession, their last possession had a shot. You know, he had the ball, and we could have just ran out the clock and gotten a good shot and scored. We're up, but overall, very good effort tonight, particularly by D'Angelo Woodall. We got into a little foul trouble, but the good thing, the fouls are spread out, 2 here, 2 there, 2 there. Nobody with 3 fouls.
Well, that's the key thing. Nobody with 3, and we get a look here at the some of the game numbers here. Loyola, 14 of 27 from the floor for 52%. IPFW, 11 of 28. 3-point field goals to Dons, 4 out of 9, 2 out of 5. Assists, 9 to 5 in favor of Loyola. Rebounding, the Dons have been out rebounded 19-13, but they've made 3 more free throws, and they've turned the ball over 4 times fewer, and that I think is a key.
Yeah, and then 2 things that I looked at, you know, also, the pressure defense that may have been one of Coach Wooden's old presses, but it's given the Dons some trouble, and offensive rebounding. We talked about rebounding. It's been on the offensive end. The long arms and the quick jumping of Loyola has given the Dons a little bit of trouble.
You were a former player here at IPFW, and you and I have both watched UCLA over the years. How does IPFW battle that press in the second half?
Well, and I said a few times, post someone in the middle. Each time I've seen we've had two guys out front here, but we haven't had a post player. We had two other guys on the other side of half court. But if we get a post player, it doesn't have to be a post player, a wing player, anyone in the middle, or you have to dribble it. Like one time, Terry Collins caught the ball on the wing, but dribbled it to the middle and broke down the pressure that way.
Let's take a quick look at some of the individual stats here for Loyola. They were led in scoring by Demetrius Williams with 11 points, Paul McMillan with 8, Sean Williams with 6, 5 points from Kevin Clancy, 2 points apiece from, and I know I've screwed this up all day, Vasilius Simpliardias, Lewis Smith, Corey Minifield, and 1 point from Terrence Withers. For IPFW, David Simon with 9 points, D'Angelo Woodall with 9 points, including that Tomahawk Jam, which breathed new life into the IPFW attack. 5 points from Jim Kesnick, 4 points from Kyle Thrasher, 5 points from Rick Wyand off the bench, coming off the bone, a very serious bone bruise injury. 2 points, only 2 points from Terry Collins. As we look ahead to the second half, obviously Terry Collins has got to get more involved in the offense.
Sure, and I certainly think he will. The 9 points from Woodall is big. That's something you may expect him to get throughout the whole game. To get that from him at halftime, that's huge for the Dons.
Well, IPFW will have the ball to start the second half. And it's almost imperative. I hate to say imperative, but coaches always say it. We've always heard about it. The first 5 minutes of the half are important. I think the first 5 possessions of the second half are going to be important because we've seen Loyola with a penchant of wanting to run the basketball. And we have to, A, stay out of foul trouble with our big men, and B, weather the storm.
Yeah, and there's no question about that, how important the outset of the second half is. I look at games in stretches. The first 3 or so minutes of the game, the last 3 or so minutes of the first half, the first 3 or so minutes of the second half, and certainly the last 2 minutes, if you're in a tight ball game, the last few minutes of the game itself. And so, yes, it will be very important to get off to a good start here and to slow these Loyola-Chicago, slow these guys down.
Well, we got the starting lineup in for IPFW. That's Collins, Woodall, Carruthers, Kesnick, and Simon. We've got 4 starters in for Loyola: Bailey, Minifield, Demetrius Williams, and Clancy. But Justin Coons, number 22, is going to start the second half for Loyola.
I don't think, did he see any action in the first
half?
half?
No, he did not. So here we go. Mastodons with the basketball. Simon back out to Carruthers for the jumper. No. Demetrius Williams pulls down the rebound for Loyola. And here come the Ramblers. Clancy with a 3, short. Simon can't get the rebound. Clancy gets it back. Bailey. Minifield hits the jumper. Bad break there for IPFW. David Simon just couldn't control it.
Right.
39-36, the lead up to 3. Carruthers looking for Simon, and Minifield picks it off instead. Turnover's not what IPFW needs right now. Bailey, watched by Woodall. Coons wants to drive on Carruthers. Has the ball stolen. Woodall lobs it for Carruthers, who slams it home.
Great pass, great setup, and good power that time by Carruthers, getting up off the floor and jamming it in.
That energizes the crowd. It's 39-38, a minute and a half into the second half. Bailey kicks it cross court to Clancy, partially blocked by Carruthers. 2 big plays by Quentin Carruthers here. Kesnick from Collins, and he gets it off the glass and in.
Good job, but you mentioned partially blocked. I beg to differ. Stuffed, crammed by Carruthers.
IPFW with the lead, 40-39 at the 18-minute mark. Bailey, who's been held in check most of this afternoon. Williams, Minifield, turnaround jumper, short. Simon with the rebound. Don's on the run. Collins to Carruthers. Misses the shot. Simon puts it back home.
Good follow once again. If he got the 3 fouls in the first half, he may not even be on the court right now.
10 points for David Simon. The IPFW lead is 3. The ball is stolen by Kesnick. Stolen back by Bailey.
He's too quick for a big guy to bring it up like that. Find the guard.
Bailey, 15-footer, no good. Over the back foul, I think is going to be called on Coons.
Once again, Terry Collins finding other things to do. He's not scoring, but he's finding other little things to do to help this basketball team.
First foul on Coons, first foul on the team in the second half. Sean Williams comes in for Loyola, replacing Clancy. D'Angelo Woodall brings the ball up. Kesnick. Carruthers, and Carruthers has got the hot hand right now. Kesnick blocked by Demetrius Williams, gets it back. Carruthers inside, short. McMillan with the rebound. It's kind of hard to see a guy 6'10" have a shot blocked.
Well, he takes a little time to get it up. We talked earlier about catching and shooting. That time he wound it up. Nice.
Minifield slams one home. He's got a half a dozen. 42-41. IPFW by 1. 16:35 to go. Turnover, IPFW. Sean Williams misses the layup. Fouled, however, by Kesnick on the putback.
And what we have there is presumptuous. That time, Kesnick was presumptuous that that basketball was going to go in, and it did not.
I think all of us thought it was going to go in.
But Minifield ran the court, did not assume that it was going to go in, and got the rebound. And all Kesnick could do was reach out and grab him.
Minifield at the line for the first time today. He's a 6'8" senior out of Chicago. Misses the first. Brad Knoll and Kyle Thrasher come in for IPFW, replacing Terry Collins and Jim Kesnick. Second free throw coming. Chance to tie it up. And Minifield does. We're tied at 42 with 16:27 to go. Minifield scored all 5 Loyola points here in the second half. Carruthers will go to the line. Minifield thought it should have been a jump ball. Tony Garton says no.
And hopefully the Dons will recognize where they got the ball to break down that Loyola Rambler press.
Quentin Carruthers going to be at the line. He's got 5 points so far this afternoon. Again, played high school ball at Flint Central High School, Flint, Michigan. Just the back of the iron on the first free throw, no good.
Flint, Michigan, basketball factory.
Mateen Cleaves, Mo Peterson, Antoine Smith, and a few others. Second one is good. Carruthers now with a half a dozen. The Dons lead by 1. Ball knocked out of bounds.
Here comes your guy.
Yeah, Vasilius. And I know I've screwed it up all day. Simply Ardias, I think. Bailey faked the 3, watched by Woodall. Skip pass, shot, no good. Over the back, foul called. And I think it's going to be on Simon. So says referee Tony Garton.
It looked like Williams was over Thrasher's back.
Third foul on Simon. Bailey inside to Williams. They want to do a little moving in the inside. Misses the shot. McMillan with the offensive rebound. Fires it up and in, and Simon could do nothing but watch. Paul McMillan now in double figures with 10 points. And Loyola retakes the lead. Ball knocked out of bounds, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 15:47 to go here in the second half. Loyola 44, IPFW 43. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Moss, Charlie Washington with you here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. 15:47 left in the second half. The visitors, the Ramblers of Loyola-Chicago, leading IPFW 44-43. And Charlie, one of the things we briefly talked about, the ability to stay out of foul trouble, starting to haunt the Mastodons right now.
Well, in the last two possessions, it seems to me we're a little further away than the referees, obviously. But it seems like the Dons have had position, and the Ramblers have gone over the Dons back, but we hadn't got that. The balls got tipped up, and in essence, fouls have been called on the Dons.
You get a look at the Loyola bench there. And right now, IPFW shooting 40% from the floor, 14 of 35. Loyola, 46% on 17 of 37. It will be IPFW basketball. Crothers way up top. Brad Knoll. Crothers, don't think anyone thought he would shoot a 35-footer. 15 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time. Crothers, three-pointer. No, Woodall with the offensive putback. Rebound, I should say. D'Angelo inside to Thrasher, off the glass and in.
Great job. Also, Brad Knoll had an open look. He doesn't have a lot of time. I think he needs to pull that trigger when he gets a look.
IPFW back on top, 45-44. Bailey wants to drive, kicks it out to Williams. Thrasher, oh! Williams hit the floor hard. They're going to call a foul on Thrasher, and that's the third on Kyle. Third team foul. And three of the four big men for IPFW now have 3 fouls apiece. Rick Wyand's going to check into the lineup for the Mastodons. He's going to replace Jim Kesnick. And Tyler Clevenger's going to try to get to the table to get in as well. Then he's going to replace D'Angelo Woodall. D'Angelo with those 9 points in the first half. Ramblers, Sean Williams inbounding the basketball. McMillan taking it strong. Paul McMillan now with a dozen points.
He's a load down there when he gets the ball on the block.
Ramblers retake the lead, 46-45. Maybe the last team to have the ball wins this one. Who knows? Find out in 14 and a half minutes. Wyand, watched by McMillan. Clevenger. Wyand fired a long jumper and hits. Second trade for Rick Wyand today.
Good job squaring up and doing a jab step. A little jab step causing the defensive player to react, and then nailed a three right in his face.
IPFW up by 2. Bailey for 3, off the back of the rim. No one would have an over-the-back foul on Loyola.
Good box out. Good box out that time by Carruthers.
Sean Williams picks up the foul, his first, team third.
Bailey's been relatively quiet. I hope.
Let's not wake up the sleeping giant. Clevenger goes by Bailey. They kick it out. Brad Knoll for 3. No! McMillan with the rebound. That ball.
Good ball movement. Great
two parts of the rim. Just didn't go all the way down. Clevenger picks it up. To Knoll, to Crothers. Look out! Slam time! Crothers for 2, and Larry Farmer calls timeout. timeout.
Oh, with the clutch and a hang. Great dunk by Carruthers.
We could see that one coming, Charlie. Let's take a break. 50-46 our score. Mastodons on top. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Going to college is something many people plan and save for, but in these days of tight budgets, that can be a scary proposition. And what about colleges and universities themselves? How do they face budget crunches? Is there anything the institutions or their alumni can do to get more funding? I'm Jeanette Liu, and I'll have the answers to these and other questions on this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, 13:40 left to go. You look at the Loyola bench. Coach Larry Farmer talking to his troops, and as I said a moment ago, Charlie Washington, we saw that slam coming by Quentin Carruthers.
Yeah, well, actually, Noel could have went either way. He had some options there.
There's a replay of it. He can jump.
Yes, he can. Emphatic dunk, and Coach Farmer is showing his experience. Each time the Dons get an emphatic dunk, he calls a timeout immediately to try to calm the momentum.
The lead is 4 for IPFW. Here we go. Bailey going to bring the ball up. He'll be met by Clevenger. Sean Williams. Cut off by Thrasher.
Great help that time by Thrasher. Great help and recover.
Bailey. McMillan. Oh, a big battle underneath between the 44s, Thrasher and Williams. Bailey almost lost it.
He should not be able to touch that basketball.
Gets it underneath and has his pocket picked momentarily, but Demetrius Williams gets it and puts it home. Tony Garton talking to Doug Knoll, trying to explain the call. IPFW lead down to 2. Carruthers way up top. Clevenger. Wyant for 3. Yes! Rick Wyant with 11 points, 3 of them long distance shots. Bailey comes back with a 3, no. Williams up, in, count it, and a foul.
And that would be 4 on Thrasher. Rick Wyant, he's doing exactly what he can do. He can stand and shoot the basketball, and the Ramblers haven't figured out he's just coming off surgery. Let's make him move without the basketball. I hope they didn't hear that.
Let's keep it quiet so they can't hear us east of Chicago.
Great job by Wyant. Doing what you can do without the mobility. Spot up, get your feet set, and shoot the basketball.
Demetrius Williams at the line, makes the 3-point play. Terry Collins in the lineup for IPFW. Anthony Smith in the lineup for Loyola. So it's 53-51 with 12:31 to go. Clevenger, and here comes the transplanted UCLA press.
But they did post Wyant in the middle, or he did it on his own.
Simon, offensive foul! Oh, wow! IPFW can't believe it. Fourth foul on David Simon.
Wow, I'd like to see a replay of that. I didn't see it.
Kesnick has to come on the floor quickly for Simon. 12:21 to go. Picks up the 4th, and someone in the background said, let's have an investigation.
A recount.
Sean Williams up top to Bailey. Bailey drives, kicks it out. Sean Williams just inside the arc, short. And Kesnick is going to pick up his 4th foul. Unbelievable turn of events here. Simon, Kesnick, and Thrasher all with 4. He's going to bring Jennings in. And he's only got 2, thank God. Big test for the Mastodons now. Big men on the bench in foul trouble. Sean Williams trying to get the ball in. McMillan, Wyan off the glass and in. 14 points for McMillan. We're tied at 53 with 11:51 to go. Now we need everyone to contribute, and Cowens throws it away. Clancy, and he hit the support, so IPFW dodges a bullet momentarily, and we've got a media timeout. 11:42 to go. Score, IPFW 53, Loyola-Chicago 53. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Maz, Charlie Washington with you here at the Gate Sports Center. 11:42 to go here in the second half. We are tied at 53. And Charlie, this is gut check time for IPFW with Kyle Thrasher, Jim Kesnick, David Simon, 3 of the 4 big men, so to speak, all on the bench with 4 personal fouls.
And it's something that you and I talked about at the outset, that we can't get into foul trouble. We need our big people on the floor and performing, eating up space if nothing else. And we're going to have to go, to an alternate plan. But we were in a similar situation against IUPUI a couple weeks ago, and we pulled it out.
It'll be Mastodon basketball. Brandon Jennings will inbound it. Jennings, Cowens, Wyant, Clevenger, and Noel on the floor.
Post the middle.
Clevenger bottled up, looking for help. Calls timeout. Just beat the 5 count. 30-second timeout called by IPFW. Smart play, but you get the feeling, Charlie, that that's going to be the modus operandi, so to speak, for Loyola the rest of the way.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, wear the Dons down. They're running fresh people, fresh, long, strong people in every few minutes or so. And, the Dons, and it's easy for me to say, hey, post someone in the middle, cut to the middle, when it looks like there's 7 people out there with the arms waving frantically. But that's what the Dons, you have to get the basketball into the middle of the court. And that's easier said than done.
Well, having to step it up big time, freshman Brandon Jennings, sophomore Terry Cowens. Senior leadership needs to come from Brad Noe on the floor. Let's see what happens.
As well as a few 3-pointers, wouldn't hurt from him either.
Clevenger being hounded by Sean Williams. Gets it to Brad Noel. Terry Cowens for 3. Short. McMillan pulls down the rebound. Terry Cowens has got to get hot. Bailey kicks it off. Clancy and gets it back. McMillan has it knocked away by Brad Noel. Good hands. And they're going to say is it IPFW ball?
Yes, that was a strange angle for that to have went off McMillan, but
send the Christmas cards, folks.
Yeah.
Dons will inbound it. Jennings to Wyan. Back to Jennings to Noel. Cowens, best way to break the press is to run. Clevenger for 3. Yes! Tyler Clevenger, first points of the afternoon. Couldn't have come at a better time. Breaks the tie, gives the Dons a 3-point lead with 10:50 to go.
Good cut that time by Collins. Cut to the middle and then skipped it across court to come up Clevenger.
Sean Williams cut off by Terry Cowens. Bailey, Clevenger eyeing each other. Clancy in a blocked up. Demetrius Williams shot up and in. Demetrius Williams now with 18 points.
Not a lot you can do about that move with the long arms.
Brad Noel in the paint, and he is fouled by Demetrius Williams, and he can't believe it. That's his second. So we're going to look at the replay. That big shot by Tyler Clevenger. Team fouls now on Loyola. Rick Wyan will inbound it. Clevenger watched by Smith. Lewis Smith. Turnaround jumper by Rick Wyan is good. 8 second-half points, 13 altogether by Rick Wyan.
And that was a good move on the move. So he does have some mobility.
At least a little bit. McMillan hands it off to Bailey. Under 10 minutes, the Dons lead by 3. McMillan hounded by Wyan. Stops, pops, and hits. Paul McMillan, 16 points now. 58-57. Wyan for 3. No. McMillan, and Jennings is going to pick up his 3rd, I think. Oh, they're going to call McMillan.
Wow.
That's Paul's 2nd, team 5th. And I have to admit, I'm surprised on that one, Charlie, because I thought Jennings pushed off.
Well, and the call right before against Brad Knoll on that push-off, that was a no call at least. It didn't have a lot of bearing on the play.
Clevenger, Wyan in the low post, turnaround jumper, short. Picked off by Loyola. Here comes Bailey on the run. Scooting all the way, coast to coast, and no good. Missed the layup. Wyan, a lot of English on that shot.
Boy, is he quick, though.
Terry Collins. Clevenger from way outside. No good. Not the best shot selection that time by Tyler Clevenger.
No rhythm.
Bailey, coast to coast, no good, but he draws the foul. Clevenger picks up the foul, his 1st. But David Bailey, who has yet to score today, maybe I'm jinxing us, is at the line for 2. Makes the 1st.
And we're very short-handed right now, and short in particular. And our producer, Barney Lohmiller, pointed out to us that we haven't gotten much on the offensive or rebounding end of things, and we probably aren't going to get a whole lot. But if we can sneak in a couple and continue to play good, hard defense, we're right there.
2nd free throw short. Collins with the rebound for IPFW. Woodall back in the lineup with the ball. Need some production from D.
And right now in the court, Carruthers is actually playing a 4, the power 4 position, and he's pretty much a 2 guard.
Terry Collins penetrates, drives, dishes off, hands it right to Clancy. Here comes Loyola. Clancy. The Bailey for 3. Mark it in the book. Bailey with his 1st field goal of the afternoon. Loyola retakes the lead, 61-58. Now we're down to 8:09 to go. Woodall forces it up. Draws the foul on Minifield.
That's a good break right there for the Dons. I believe it was a foul, but D'Angelo Woodall was out of control on that play.
Well, for Corey Minifield, that's foul number 4. D'Angelo Woodall, who made his only free throw attempt in the 1st half, gets a chance to make 2 of them here with 8:07 to go. D'Angelo Woodall, the senior from Freeport, Illinois, makes the 1st. He's now in double figures with 10 points. McMillan back in the lineup for Minifield for the Ramblers. It's interesting, one of the officials talking to Minifield rather when he was coming off the floor.
Well, Coach Knoll mentioned something, and any little thing to get an edge. I don't know what happened or what was said, but I'm sure it had something to do with getting an edge for his team.
2nd free throw by Woodall is good, brings IPFW to within 1 at 61-60 as we hit the 8-minute mark. Bailey, Lewis Smith, watched by Carruthers. Tantamount for the Dons to keep keep Loyola out of the middle. Fouls on Terry Collins.
And I'm not sure what else Terry Collins could have done with the 6'9" Demetrius Williams on the block, and he had 6 foot. I don't know what else he could have done.
1 in bonus for Demetrius Williams. Left-handed free throw is good. Wyant's going to check in for Collins.
And that was interesting. On a 1-and-1, Collins was actually on a bottom block on a free throw once again with stature. But he is strong, and I think he would have boxed out and gotten that rebound had there been a miss.
Got 1 more free throw coming for Demetrius Williams as you look at the Loyola bench. Chance to give the Ramblers a 3-point lead. Misses it. Crothers with the rebound for IPFW. Here come the Dons. Quentin Crothers. Brad Knoll. Skip pass. Jennings. Knoll. Wyant wants to drive, and they say he traveled. Turnover number 14, whether in IPFW. We got a timeout on the floor. 7:34 to go. Our score. Ramblers 62, the Mastodons 60. You can do more than just sit on the sidelines. Participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy priority seating events at IPFW sports events, visits by the coaches, and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 260-481-6643. You can write to the Royal Dons Club at 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805. Or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website at www.ipfw.edu/athletics. 7:34 to go. Charlie Washington, anybody's ball game. 62-60 Loyola right now.
Yes, and Coach Knoll right now is buying minutes. He's buying minutes for Kesnich and Simon, and hopefully when they get back in, they can be, productive. Some coaches may say, hey, let's write them out instead of saving them, and they may come in and make a mistake right away and get a 5th foul. But Coach Knoll right now is taking the other end, trying to buy some minutes, and hopefully they will be productive once they set foot back on the court.
Right now, the Mastodons have 3 players in double figures. Wyant with 13, Woodall with 11, Simon with 10. For Loyola, Demetrius Williams with 19 and Paul McMillan with 16. It is Loyola basketball. David Bailey will bring it up. Time for the defense if you're an IPFW fan.
And the Dons have gone to what looks like to be a 3-2.
Almost a matchup zone. Bailey to Clancy, nearly stolen. In the paint, shot up, no, tap, no. Turnaround by McMillan, no. Fight for the rebound. And they say Bailey got it, no travel. He kicks it out to Smith, and we start over again. McMillan baseline jumper is good.
The Dons fought, they fought and fought, but couldn't come up with the ball. The scrappy Ramblers came away with it.
The lead up to 4, 64-60.
This is a big possession.
Knoll watched by Clancy. Back up top to Carruthers. Woodall looking for a cutter. Wyant. Rick Wyant. 8 in the shot clock. Carruthers travel with a basketball. Turnover number 15 for IPFW, and you see the concern on Doug Knoll's face.
And you rather see a shot there from Carruthers, certainly than a turnover, but he was trying to make something happen. But it looked like when he initially received the pass, he had a good look at the basket.
Bailey walks it up. 6:13 to go. Ramblers by 4.
Need to stop here.
Clancy back to Bailey. Down to 13 in the shot clock. McMillan takes it strong, dishes off Demetrius Williams, fouled. Hammers it home and draws the foul on Brad Knoll.
Just a great setup there, and Coach Knowles making a decision. It's time to get the two big guys back in, and particularly Kesnich. You need Simon out there, if for nothing else, for some size and to eat some space and to battle their big people. But you got to get some scoring from Kesnich while he's in the game.
IPFW calls a 30-second timeout. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all of that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Back at the Gates Center, 5:56 to go. Doug Knoll rolling the dice. He puts Thrasher, Kesnick, and Simon in lineup, all with 4 fouls. But the Dons trail by 6 and could be 7 if Demetrius Williams knocks down his free throw. And he does.
And I think that's a good move. They were hanging around 2 and 4. And once it goes to 6, you have to do that.
Woodall hammered by Lewis Smith. For Smith, that's foul number 3, team foul number 7, so D'Angelo Woodall will go to the line. Shooting 1 and 1, and not a bad trade-off when you can get the clock stopped and try to cut into a deficit.
And a great fundamental move that time by Woodall. It was a foul because D'Angelo Woodall came to the basketball. If he did not, if he had waited for the ball to get to him, it would have been a steal.
D'Angelo Woodall takes a breath, eyes, and fires. Makes. He's having a very good afternoon. He's 4 of 4 at the free throw line. He's got 4 field goals to boot for 12 points. Chance to cut the lead to 5. And he does. 67-62, lead down to 5. Bailey.
The Dons look to be back into a man-to-man now.
They may switch up on every possession. Millen way up top. I can see him way out there, away from the basket. Clancy, watched by Clevenger. Demetrius Williams to Lewis Smith. Thought he traveled. He does. Big turnover. Turnover number 19 for Loyola.
Looked like he traveled twice. Looked like the referee missed the first one and then caught the second one.
Mastodons with a basketball. D'Angelo Woodall. And we're at the point with just over 5 minutes to go. Every possession is critical now. Clevenger, watched by Clancy. Spin move. Can't shake him. Thrasher, watched by Demetrius Williams. Down to 10 in the shot clock. Clevenger wants to shake and bake, drive, pops it up, no! Ball goes out of bounds, they say off of IPFW last. It'll be Loyola basketball. Makes Larry Farmer happy.
That's a good creation that time by Clevenger. We saw the shot clock running down, drive if it goes in, but if you can at least get it up on the rim, and if help comes, your offensive rebounder should have very good position to stick it back in.
4:42 to go, 67-62, Ramblers on top. Demetrius Williams. You know he wants to drive. Who are they going to call it on? Somebody's just fouled out. Thrasher is going to have to sit down. Didn't know if it was going to be Thrasher or Simon, but Kyle Thrasher fouls out with 4:34 to go.
I think you have to go. Well, obviously they're already going with Wyatt.
And you wonder, Charlie, you got a situation with your big men in foul trouble and the opposition knows it. You almost have to deny the big men the basketball, but how do you do it?
Well, and sometimes, and what you hope happens in this particular case, sometimes teams, they get the psychological edge, or they think, and they say 4 fouls, and they try so hard to get the ball inside that they lose sight of the rest of their offense. Maybe that'll happen in this last 4.5 minutes.
Williams hits 2 from the line. He's been very good at the foul line today. 8 and 9. The lead back up to 7. got a foul underneath, away from the ball. I think it's on Lewis Smith, we'll make sure. For Lewis Smith, it's personal foul number 4. Team foul number 8, so Clevenger at the line, 1 and 1. Mastodons 15 of 18 at the stripe so far this afternoon.
Smith has done a lot of fouling. Oh, we need those. Oh, that was on the rim.
Missed it. McMillan walked and didn't get called for it.
Well, he touched the ball, was on the rim. Basically, it wasn't going to go in, but technically it was on the rim and should have been called. Certainly could have been called a goaltend.
Clancy, Clevenger missed the steal. Ramblers work it around, and Wyatt takes it away. Good play by Rick Wyatt. Now we got a whistle, and a foul's going to be called on McMillan. And he's lucky he didn't get hit with a tee. Paul McMillan thought he had a clean steal, or at worst, causing a jump ball. Instead, he gets called for his 3rd foul. Rick Wyatt heads to the line, 1 and 1. And Sean Williams checks back into the Loyola lineup.
McMillan, a very aggressive, big, strong, aggressive player, and a lot of times referees will let some of that go if that's the way you play all the time, and he certainly has come out and done that.
Free throw by Rick Wyatt is good. He's got 14 points, leading the IPFW offense this afternoon. Chance to cut the deficit to 5. And he does. He got the break. 69-64 as we're near the 4-minute mark. Bailey, watched by Woodall. McMillan, watched by Wyatt. Spin move, McMillan in the paint. Shot, no good. Simon with the rebound. 4 on 2. Clevenger. To Kesnick, Simon picks it up, lays it up and in.
Nice finesse by the big power man that time.
And now another steal by Woodall. Woodall gives it to Kesnick, who lays it up and in.
Great pass, and once again, Larry Farmer calling a timeout. Great job. I want to see Kesnick boom that, bang that ball, dunk the ball, big fella. But we'll take the 2.
Brings the Dons to within 1, 3:26 to go. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people, too.
So dust off those jumpers, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Welcome back, everybody. 3:26 to go. Loyola 69, IPFW 68. Ramblers with a basketball. Bailey dribbles down the side, watched by Woodall. Tries to get around Woodall. Bailey, no call. Big battle, Bailey, spin around, jumper, no! McMillan with the offensive rebound, puts it up and in.
He is a load, he's clearing out.
McMillan now with 20 points. It's a 3-point Loyola lead. 2:43 to go. Clevenger, watched by Clancy. Simon in the block. Double team, kicks it out to Wyatt, around the horn to Woodall. Clevenger for 3. Short and out of bounds. And we've got a media timeout. No, yes, we do. 2:28 to go. Ramblers lead the Mastodons 71-68. want to remind you to tune in to College 56 Sunday evening. It's tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock, for the replay of this men's basketball game with Loyola-Chicago. Again, Sunday evening, January 26th, 8 p.m., the replay of this basketball game featuring Loyola-Chicago and IPFW. Also want to remind you, tomorrow we are back here for men's volleyball action as the Mastodons play host to George Mason University. And tonight, the Mastodons are also in action. They're going to take on St. Francis of Pennsylvania. First serve at 7 o'clock tonight, 4 o'clock tomorrow. So get out here to the Gates Center and support IPFW athletics. 2:28 to go, big guy. We're down 3.
Well, the Dons are going to have to stick some shots. Brad Knoll, I think, is coming into the basketball game, and we need him to stick some jumpers. Come off the screen, cut to the basketball, ready to shoot. Going to need some baskets. Can't win with just defense. We got to have the defense, but we ourselves have to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, let's see. Woodall, Simon, Knoll, Kesnick, and Rick Wine on the floor for IPFW. Bailey, Clancy, Sean Williams, McMillan and Demetrius Williams on the floor for Loyola. It'll be Rambler basketball. And IPFW will play the full court pressure now on the defense. Here we go. Now they back off. Bailey gonna walk it up. Clancy, they're gonna run the weave on the outside. Don's got to play it smart. 12 on the shot clock. Nearing the 2-minute mark on the game clock. Bailey has it knocked away, picked up by Simon. Simon looking for a guard, gets it to Woodall. Big possession for the Dons. Knoll back up top to D'Angelo Woodall. He says, let's play it cool, let's play it cool. Knoll looking for the cutter. Simon and Williams duking it out underneath. Knoll tries to drive, kicks it out to Woodall. Kesnick fakes the 3, kicks it out. Woodall back to Kesnick. 4 on a shot clock. Knoll for 3 off the iron. No. Williams with the rebound.
Kesnick had a good look. He has to shoot that basketball. He can make that shot. He was open. I think that block earlier was in the back of his mind off that 3-point shot.
10-second call on Loyola. And Larry Farmer can't believe it.
Shot clock says 24.
David Bailey can't believe it. Break for IPFW. You see Larry Farmer.
Yeah, all he had to do is look at the shot clock. It's 24, and he was still at half court, not across.
1:11 left, 71-68. Dons down by 3 with the basketball. They need a bucket. Doesn't matter if it's a 2 or a 3, but they need a bucket. Simon, ball's kicked away, reset the shot clock to a full 35. We're down to 103. Timeout situation, each team with a full and a 30. Each team in a double bonus situation. Possession arrow belongs to Loyola. Knoll fakes the 3, cuts it in, cut off, Simon underneath. Turnaround shot, blocked by Williams. Simon again has it stolen by Bailey. Now the Dons have to play defense.
Great scrappy play that time by Bailey.
And Williams for blocking the Simon shot. Shot, oh, we're going to call foul, I believe. Wyatt picks it up. It's the first foul today on Rick Wyatt. 39.5 seconds left. Paul McMillan at the line for 2. It's his first time at the stripe today. 67% free throw shooter. Drains the first.
Now that makes it a 2-possession game right now.
Dons need to block out. Give up the free throw, but not give up the offensive rebound. Makes it. 5-point game, and now Loyola calls a 60-second timeout. They lead 73-68, 39.5 seconds to go. Want to keep you abreast of our upcoming events. Again, tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m., men's volleyball against George Mason. First serve at 4 p.m. 1 week from today, the women's team, which got a big win on the road last night at Eastern Illinois, they will play Lipscomb University out of Nashville. Tip-off at 1 p.m. And Charlie, you and I will be back here 2 weeks from today as the same IPFW Mastodons play host to Youngstown State, also of the Horizon League. And that tip-off is at 3 p.m. So a lot of athletic action coming up here in College 56 in the next 2 weeks.
We still got 39.5 seconds here, though.
Well, it's a two-possession game regardless. And the Dons don't have to fire up the three just yet, but they do have to score.
Exactly. It's very important. If you have an open three, take it, but it's not imperative that you come out and have to put up a three-point shot. If it's a good look, take it, but if not, go to the hole.
And you can only wonder if Simon hadn't had his shot blocked, you know, all the woulda, couldas, and shouldas.
Right.
But it might have been interesting, 71-70 instead of 73-68.
Yeah, and you know the Dons have passed up what I feel to be some open looks. And once you do that, a quick team like Loyola, they're not going to give you a second good look. So we have to take those looks when we get them.
Kesnick, Knoll, Woodall, Simon, and Wine on the floor for the Mastodons. Demetrius Williams, McMillan, Sean Williams, Clancy, and Bailey on the floor for Loyola. Woodall can't take too much time. They've got to score twice. Knoll watched by Bailey. Inside to Simon. Forces a shot up, no good, but David Simon will shoot two.
Big free throws coming up.
Foul is on McMillan. That's Paul's fourth. 10th on the team, but it's double bonus anyway. David Simon needs to make them both to cut it to a one-possession game. And the kiss of death, he missed the first. Lewis Smith back in the lineup for Sean Williams. Now you've got to make this free throw, Charlie. I think and then play the best defense you can.
Yes, and you know if you don't get the steal, we're at the point where it's time to foul.
Second free throw, good. David Simon now with 13 points. Kesnick goes out, Crothers comes in.
Go for the steal, and if you don't get it, go for the foul. Bailey's not having a particularly good offensive night, so it's not out of the question to foul him.
Wine, I think, will get called. It was with a Wine or Knoll. No, they're going to give it to Brad Knoll. That's his second. 24.8 seconds left. And Kevin Clancy goes to the line for the first time today. He's got 5 points, all scored in the first half. Makes the first. I hate to say it, Charlie, he was 87% coming in. Kesnick back in for Crothers. This may be an offense-defense switch as we go.
I would have went for Simon. So right now we need three-point looks. We're at that stage.
Clancy makes the second. It's a 6-point game. Now you got to shoot threes.
Oh.
Woodall. No. Demetrius Williams with the rebound to Clancy, and he's fouled by Knoll with 12.3 seconds left. And barring a miracle, Loyola's going to walk out of here with a hard-earned road victory, only their third of the year. So they came in 2-10 on the road.
No, that was the one we needed. That three-point basket would have really made it tough for the Ramblers, but we didn't get it.
Clancy back at the line, knocks down another one. Misses that one. Kesnick with the rebound, but you're down 7. Woodall lays it up and in, and IPFW calls timeout. 5.6 seconds left. 30-second timeout called by Doug Knoll. Crothers checks back in, but let's take a quick break. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Back here at the Gates Center, Bailey fouled by Simon with 2.6 seconds left. IPFW fans wanted a foul called on the inbounds play without the pass being thrown in before, but didn't go, and David Simon fouls out.
Well, and it was a savvy play by Woodall. It really wasn't much contact, but he tried to do the old flop, and the referee didn't buy it. But good effort at this point. You know, you need anything that might work.
David Bailey wanting to put 2 more nails in the coffin. Makes the first. Gets 1 more. And the second. Makes it 78-71. And they missed a shot. Don't know if they're counting that bucket or not, but doesn't make any difference.
I think they did count it.
Yeah, they did. So the final score this afternoon is going to be Loyola-Chicago 80, IPFW 71. Players congratulate each other. Quick thoughts, Charlie?
Well, we didn't get a lot from Terry Collins. We needed that. Good hard plays. They should be commended for their effort tonight. And quick, strong, and long. The Ramblers came in here and they played hard. They didn't get a lot from their top scorer, Bailey, but they played very hard. And I think we've gotten a little bit more out of Collins and handled the pressure a little bit better. Offensive rebounding. I think we could have come out with the victory. So good effort.
As we take some quick looks at the final numbers, the tandem of Williams and McMillan. Williams, game high 24 points, 8 rebounds. Paul McMillan, 22 points, 12 rebounds. And IPFW's big men were in foul trouble.
Yeah, they had nobody else in double figures.
IPFW had 3 players in double figures. Rick Wyant, D'Angelo Woodall, 15 apiece. David Simon, 13. But the Dons only shot 42% from the floor, 35% from three-point range, 78% at the foul line, 49% shooting for the Ramblers, and 21 or 27 at the stripe doesn't hurt either. And Loyola out-rebounded IPFW 41-27. Add it all up, and it's 80-71. The Ramblers go to 9-12 overall. IPFW drops to 4-16. And next up, a little road trip for the Dons. Tuesday night at Middle Tennessee State, and they go to Texas next weekend for a pair of games.
But, you know, the Dons are improving. They are playing better basketball, but it takes 40 minutes. And unless you put 40 minutes together, you're not going to win a lot of basketball games.
Charlie, as always, fun to work with you. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. At this time, we want to thank the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the city of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this telecast of IPFW Sports, and we thank you again for joining us this afternoon. For Charlie Washington, this is Mike Moss saying so long for now. Again, our final score today was the Ramblers of Loyola-Chicago 80, the IPFW Mastodons 71. Tomorrow, tune in, 4 p.m., IPFW Volleyball against George Mason University. A week from today, the women's basketball team at 1 o'clock against Lipscomb University. And Charlie and I'll be back 2 weeks from today as the men's team takes on Youngstown State at 3 p.m. But until tomorrow, we wish you a pleasant farewell from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.